Does this sound like you? You know you need to get in better shape, except every time you try, it only leads to frustration, hunger, and quitting because of lack of results. The last time I got back into shape, I was determined that it would be the last time. I never wanted to go through this process ever again, and it worked. It also felt ridiculously simple, and I want to share the best tips I've learned over 25 years so you can do it too. Let's go. First, by the time you come to the realization that you've let yourself go, you aren't exactly in the best headspace. You're shocked. How did this happen so suddenly? Out of that shock and awe, you decide to do something shockingly awful. A 30, 60, or 90-day all-out fitness extravaganza to kick the extra pounds into submission. You're gonna work out every day, eat kale and chicken breast for every meal, and 14 days in, you quit. Deflated and miserable. Starting too hard and too fast is a recipe for failure every single time. Just hearing me say all that made me want to quit. But it doesn't have to be that way. Instead, you need to start small and focus on building consistency. If you're pretty new to fitness or it's been a while, just do 15 minutes a day for 3 to 4 days a week and build up from there. The reason this works is because you won't burn yourself out by torturing yourself going all out. You need to play the long game because the goal here isn't to get fit for just a season, it's to get fit for the rest of your life. Next, you likely have unrealistic expectations on the results you want to achieve. Let me help you. This won't be you in 30, 60, or 90 days, or possibly ever for that matter. But if you're like me, you're perfectly okay with that. If you want to lose fat, healthy weight loss is about an average of 1 pound a week. That may sound slow, but that's because you think of it in a 30, 60, 90-day period. You need to stretch that out to months. Time is your friend here, and unless you're planning to do a bodybuilding show soon, you got the time. Let's put this in perspective. At the 1 pound a week rate, that's 26 pounds in 6 months. That's amazing. And in a year, 52 pounds. Those are both life-changing transformations. And the best part, when you do it slow, it sticks. You build everyday habits that you can carry on forever, and it'll feel easier and easier to maintain. Next, you have to overcome excuses. Excuses lead to inconsistency, and inconsistency leads to failure. When you showed up to school every day and paid attention, you passed your classes. The kids who often skipped or didn't do their homework failed. It's no different with fitness. You have to show up and consistently put in the work or you won't see results. Next, people love to overcomplicate fitness. You don't have to do some insane program that makes you feel like you're gonna puke after every workout. You also shouldn't be eating like a rabbit and hungry all the time. Doing extremes will only make you extremely unhappy. You do need to learn how to push yourself, fight for the extra couple reps, pause and put down the fork. Find healthier food alternatives that you still enjoy so you're not hungry and tempted, but not at the expense of misery. Small changes, compounded over time, lead to big results. This was a big mistake I made. I used to think I could outwork my diet, just eat all the proteins. Then I went through the carbs are bad phase. Long story short, they're not bad and I love them. It's all moderation. Here's what you need to know. You have 3 options. You can eat in a calorie deficit or less calories than you burn in a day for weight loss. You can eat at maintenance level to stay the same, or you can eat in a calorie surplus or more calories than you burn in a day to put on weight. The only way you want to do the last one is if you're aiming to put on muscle. The easiest way to start creating a calorie deficit is by looking at what you typically eat. Identify the highest calorie foods or snacks and eliminate them by finding a healthier substitute. But don't be so strict that you never have your favorite snacks, because that ain't living. L-I-V-I-N. Next, you can't ignore mobility. When I hit my mid to late 30s, I started to get tighter from sitting at my desk. This started to cause weird, seemingly random injuries to start popping up, like tendonitis issues and some knee discomfort in deep squats. This is actually pretty simple to fix. Here are 5 mobility exercises that turned it all around and has kept me feeling at least 10 years younger. First up is deep squat holds. We want to aim for a cumulative of 10 minutes a day. You may need to start by hanging onto a wall, a door frame, or something stable. Keep your back as straight as you can and get as deep as you can with your feet as flat as possible. Once you're able to hold without assistance, you can try moving around in the position, try touching a knee out in front of you and across your body in front of your other foot. This will work hamstring, low back, and ankle mobility. Next up is dead hangs. These are a game changer for your shoulders. I was starting to develop some shoulder pain and my arms were even falling asleep at night when in certain positions. Dead hangs quickly solved this issue and built grip strength. If you can't support your entire body weight, use your feet for assistance or a band. Ideally, build up to 3 sets of 60 seconds, 2 to 3 times a week, but if you're like me, you'll be starting around 20 seconds or less. And last but not least, wall downward dogs. Stand far enough from the wall that when you bend over with your back straight, with your hands on the wall, your back is parallel to the floor. If you're slightly at an upward angle, it's going to be a little bit easier. 1 rep consists of arching your back up towards the ceiling with a brief pause and then dropping your sternum of your chest towards the floor. You should be feeling a stretch through your chest and through your shoulders. Do 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Next, no one successful at anything ever did it because of motivation. Motivation is fleeting.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Any other questions?
You have to believe that what you're doing holds a greater future benefit than the cost of the inconvenience or pain that you're currently having to experience. Once you understand and believe this, you begin to get excited about facing some soreness or making better food choices because you know you're going to come back stronger and you're doing what's needed to hit that calorie deficit, to lose the fat, and to feel and perform better. Quotes won't do that. Videos won't do that. You have to know why you're doing it, and it needs to mean something. List out your whys and review them often. Next, you gotta stop doing workouts you hate. If your plan is to get a gym membership and go no matter what, but you don't like going to the gym, it won't end well. If you hate stationary workout equipment because you know you have to be on it for 45 minutes and it's boring and grueling, you won't end up staying consistent. And we already talked about how inconsistency destroys everything. You need to find an exercise you enjoy and that you can fairly easily access. This is where home workouts can be so beneficial. Find a dedicated spot, grab a couple pieces of equipment, and you can get it done quickly and efficiently. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You need to come up with a schedule. This will help with consistency and keep your workouts balanced. I've been doing a push-pull leg split and I love it. This could look like Mondays you do leg exercises, Wednesdays you do push exercises, and Fridays you do pull exercises. Choose a full rest day like Sunday, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, do 30 minutes of cardio. Feel like you need more? Add an extra day of resistance training and choose one of the 3 that you feel needs more work to catch up. If you don't know, pull or legs are usually a good place to start. Next, it's easy to get down on yourself when you fall off the wagon. But you can't stop beating yourself up mentally or punishing yourself by making up for it. Nobody is perfect and you shouldn't expect to be because life happens. It all leads back to consistency. If you can maintain showing up, moving more, feeding yourself better 75 to 80% of the time, you will win at fitness. When things don't go to plan, you have to quickly move past it. What's done is done, and we don't want to dip our toes into extremes. Just get back on track as fast as possible. That's how you build and live a fit life. Knowing all this is great, but how do you start putting it into action? Here, I show you the simple habits I use daily. These will get results and help make fitness feel easy.